Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wrazel Cannabis Broadcasting Network. I'm here with the show, A Seasoned Perspective, and my name is Keiko. I welcome you here today, and we have an amazing guest who has something that they created out of thin air, all for the heart space of the community of cannabis. And his name is James Shih, and he is with My Green Network. But we'll be back to you just in a moment after wonderful words from kind sponsors.
Ojai Energetics has the most advanced water-soluble CBD on the market. Its fast-acting, most viable products are made without synthetics. Most users feel the benefits with proper dosage in under 30 seconds, not 30 minutes like a regular CBD rich oil. Their products are created using organic ingredients and regenerative farming practices benefiting both people and the planet. Ojai Energetics provides CBD users with a dependable bridge to optimal living, promoting everyday health and well-being. To see their products, visit OjaiEnergetics.com. And to learn more about their current investment opportunity, visit their profile in the Wrazel investment marketplace at Wrazel.com.
And now we're back to A Seasoned Perspective on Wrazel Cannabis Broadcasting Network. I'm here today with James Shih, and he is the company My Green Network, a new, exciting platform here in the cannabis industry. So welcome, James. Thank you for coming in today to A Seasoned Perspective.
Thank you, Keiko. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm really excited.
Yes, we just met recently over the phone, so this is the first time we've been together physically, and we're staying COVID safe, so I'm very happy that he did want to come in today with us. So tell us a little bit about yourself, James, and your background.
Absolutely. So I started off, and I tell people that I'm a recovering lawyer. I practiced for about 10 years, and one of the things that I really developed during that time frame was dealing with both litigation, family law specifically.
Oh, that's a really tough one.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was, they say, you see the best people at their worst behavior. But it did teach me a lot about human perspective, sort of what people really need and how their lives are changing, even from the smallest actions. And in addition to that, I developed a lot inside the investment immigration world. So we did a lot of EB-5, $500,000 investments into the United States, and we focused primarily on transparency, compliance, and making sure we're in compliance with the United States government for any investments.
I do have to say this off the bat. For practicing law for 10 years, you look like you just got out of law school.
My very first case, the judge thought that I was the client and my client was the lawyer.
Okay.
So I fully understand that part.
You know what? I don't know if you know this, but I'm Asian, and I think James is Asian too. So Asians don't age that much, that I've been told, even though I'm trying to hold it back with a whip. But anyway, go on, James.
Absolutely. So all of that sort of combined, in about 7 years ago, we ended up getting into the cannabis industry. I actually ended up meeting my partner, Ken. Together with him, we actually went into Colorado in about 2013. So we're one of the first CO2 manufacturers there, I think like number 3 to be exact. And we ended up building 2 more facilities, one in Dixon, California, one in Culver City. And we realized at that time period that, well, it was really hard just to get access into the industry. It was preventing a lot of our friends, it was preventing a lot of our family, and a lot of people we saw were failing. They would try to get in and then realize that that initial barrier to entry was way more than just a licensing fee. It was to build out, it was getting the right network, it was the architects, the design, the funding, getting into the right licensed area, and it was a struggle every single time. So for us, we decided to create My Green Network. This is our 4th facility, so we have about 7 years of cannabis experience behind us. And our goal for this was literally to change the way the industry works.
And how so? How are you changing things?
So for us, the primary thing we focus on, I think, is embodied by our ethos, which is leaders, empowering, and community. And whenever we make any sort of decision or whenever we try to talk to people, we think about that. For us, what we meant by it was leaders are what we view will change this industry for the better. We want to see more people helping, more people supporting, and really leading this new change for that. The second part for us was empowering. And we viewed it as a lot of people didn't have access to industry because they didn't have that network or the support system. So My Green Network really was developed to empower these leaders to lead that change by giving them everything that they need and removing the most difficult parts, like their license process, the $1 million startup fee. That kind of leads us to the third part, which we think is the most important, community. For us, community is something that the cannabis industry started with, and as it's developed, sometimes we've lost sight, I feel. But we want to bring that back. So for us, the community that we're building are empowered leaders that will change this industry and bring back that community that we're really fond of. Helping each other, the plant itself, the medicinal value, everything that the plant could be, but that develops with each of us helping out the community.
James, your words, your mission, your goals has just touched my heart with the promise that there's going to be a lot more acceptance and expansion of good companies being developed with your support and My Green Network. I mean, I come from what's called the legacy market, and we didn't have any guidelines. We didn't know what we were doing, but we were guided by what our mission was, and mine was definitely the compassion for patients and wanting to make sure they got their medicine and access to it. And there was no book for us to go to. There was nobody to talk to. And we just went ahead with abandon at times, knowing that we were trying to do the right thing. But with your background in law and your, expertise in litigation, I'm sure this was a very comforting thing for your clients and the people you were helping. So tell me about an average person who wants to be in the industry and come to you. Say if I was an average person, because I know I'm not, but say if I wanted to start an edible company, I had a great recipe, how would I do that if I met you?
Absolutely. So you're clearly not an average person, number one.
I know, I'm abnormal. I'm Asian.
Absolutely. But let's say that you did want to create Keiko's brand, the K brand of gummies. And your normal process, and this is what we actually get when a lot of people come to us for the first time. When we started, they thought it was too good to be true. They didn't understand the whole concept. Mm-hmm. They're like, everywhere else we've talked to, they're telling us we need $1 million. We've spoken to attorneys. They're going to charge us $150,000 alone for the licensing. We talked to the general contract. People start realizing throughout that process it's going to cost them a lot of money.
Yes.
And they come to us and they pretty much say, so we're really interested, how can you offer this? Number one is California has something called Type S as a license. There's a few of these around, but no one's really developed it into a platform designed to help. Most what we have seen, at least, and I remember emailing one of these companies in the past, and they said, you know what, lack of a better term, go F off.
Oh.
And spend your own $500,000, get your own facility. And we said, well, that was not very nice. So we decided to change it. So if you were to come in and create your own brand, number one is talk to us. We want to see what you're going to be doing. Number two would be you need to let us know you're over the age of 21. Number two is there's no criminal record that would prohibit you. And number three is we want you to be doing something legal. So once you've kind of identified that, we can now start you into the process. Our process works in 4 steps. We portion it out so that you're not paying everything up front. You only pay for licensing fees when it's time. We thought that that'd be the best way to approach people because nobody likes putting down a lot of money without the assurance that something's going to go forward.
And here in Santa Ana, where you're located at, the licensing fee, are we looking about $100,000, $150,000?
For us, the total licensing fee to get into our facility is going to be about $39,086.
Wow.
And that will be including your city and state licensing. We handle all the paperwork, of course, with your assistance. We handle the entire process. And we actually wanted to do something special. So we actually decided that we would guarantee that license.
That's incredible.
Yeah. A lot of people, we actually had a question where someone said, how can you guarantee license?
Yeah.
And the reason why we can is twofold. One is our experience and background. We've been doing this for 7 years. We participate in 17 licenses countrywide. We have 100% success personally.
That's a great track record.
But, beyond that, the few more things that we're really comfortable with is Type S lends itself to allow people with experience to give smaller or new companies coming in a shot. So really what happens is our facility is compliant with all city and state laws. When we apply for one of our green leaders, as we call them, when they come into our facility, they actually are using our facility as the base. So 95% of their application is already done.
Okay, because you were already established there.
Exactly.
So say I had my $39,000 and I gave it to you, then I could come to utilize your space there at My Green Network, right, to start developing my line. And I understand you have a kitchen?
Yep. So absolutely. The way it works is twofold, right? The licensing is one part because end of the day, this isn't white labeling. And I think that's a pretty big distinction we try to make. We're not white labelers. We're not going to be IP licensing. We're not going to be marketing deals. This is literally you come in, you apply, you get your own Type S license. So you have your own liability, you have your own business, own license, own insurance. You are the one that goes out and makes the sales for your product and brand. You come into our facility and you can access one of the compliant facilities already. We have 7 stations. 2 of them will be fully equipped Michelin-inspired kitchens. 5 of them are hybrid stations equipped with anything for pre-rolls, or you can do bottling and canning, like all sorts of things in our facility. And you come in and you produce on your own. And that's the biggest difference we can do. It's really allowing that access into the real market underneath a compliant facility with your own license.
And the city of Santa Ana, nothing like this is there in the city of Santa Ana as of yet. How did the city leaders feel about your concept?
So in Southern California, actually, this doesn't exist.
I know. I had never heard of anything like this. So here I gave you my, $39,000. I got my little gummy recipe, and I can go and utilize the kitchen there and then set up. I guess you have office co-work space there?
So we decided that, and this kind of goes back to our community idea, we wanted our space to be more than just production. We didn't want it to be you go in, you work, you leave. So we do have community spaces. People can come in, they can work, and then maybe they want to take a rest or get some office work done. We have community spaces for that. We have office space for that. It'll be small, not huge, but the design of it was for comfort for everybody beyond just work, get out, work, get out. We view it as if your employees are happy, if you're happy, you're going to be producing the best that you can, and your employees will as well. So for our space, they will have that access into both the kitchens and the community space and the office space, and potentially host events at our space too.
Now, you are being built out at this time. What kind of inquiries have you gotten from potential business leaders?
A lot.
Really? Okay. So what are some of the interesting questions about, or interesting developers coming in for what kind of products they want to do?
So I think that our products that we have coming in are really fantastic. What our model lends itself to is that people normally wouldn't be able to produce these products because it would be too risky.
Yeah.
The margins could be really high or really low. And if they're low margins, a big company probably wouldn't produce that because they wouldn't be making a lot of money off of it. But someone coming into our facility can say, you know what, I'm going to make a THC Infused Beer. And this is one of our companies. We really love them. They're great people. They're all the way from Colorado. They're called Ojai Holdings. And they're going to be coming to our facility and producing a fall beer that apparently tastes just like Budweiser, but is pure THC.
And there's no alcohol in it
No
at
alcohol
all, right?
at all.
Because I've never drank alcohol.
There you go. So now you can try it with the
Yes.
flavor, but get the THC effect.
And I'll tell you right now, the beverage market in cannabis is growing exponentially. I mean, I know a gentleman, he's actually from the Coca-Cola family, intimate bloodline family, but he worked with Coca-Cola, and he started a beverage company, and it's amazing what they've come up with. So I'm a judge at a big contest, and for the edibles, I know it's a hard job, somebody's got to do it, but the amount of new beverages that came out last year was amazing. And So that's very exciting about a beer tasting like THC beverage.
There's a lot more coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it we're underneath NDA, so we can't describe all of them.
It's okay. You can whisper it to me later.
I will, absolutely. I mean, no, I won't. But, I mean, the interesting part is there are definitely products out there which they're coming to us right now. They see that there's a potential because they don't exist in current dispensary shelves.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to enter this market. It's just when they've tried, it's going to cost them too much money. So for us, we viewed this as fortunately for us, to be honest, it's an incredibly opportune time because our facility allows production of any beverage, topical or edible, packaging of literally every product. And the market is shifting, as you noted, towards beverages. But it's not just that. Creative edibles coming out, and I guess that's the extent I can say. There's a lot of really good ideas that just aren't in existence yet. And they are being developed with us right now. They have the formulas. They're trying to make them, shelf life stable right now,
Mm-hmm.
because obviously California has some laws regarding certain like temperatures. But overall, these products will be, when they hit the market, will literally change the way we view infused foods for cannabis.
You're talking about all these different types of companies wanting to be developed. How large is your space, and how many different companies can you have working for My Green Network?
So our space is 7,300, about almost 7,400 square feet.
Okay.
With that, we will have both our distribution. So we will have distribution on site, meaning we can transport on behalf of our green leaders to anywhere in the state of California, but also 7 stations as well. So each one of these can support, basically for the month, we view it at about 4 companies throughout the year. So for us, we right now capped ourselves at 30 because we want companies to be able to have room to grow. And the more they can grow, the better it is for them, the better it is for us, which is what we love about our model. When they make money, we also make money. And end of the day, this is also business for them. We want them to succeed.
So are you working off a percentage, or do you have set flat fees that people pay to be able to be part of My Green Network?
So people will go in for their licensing, and then after they get their license completed, they'll select a membership package with us. We have 3 base packages, and then from there, they can customize it any way they want. So some companies, for example, we have some extraction companies coming with us in California already. They may want to use their own extracts, and we're okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we may even ask them and say, if you want to sell extra extracts, we could help you sell to other green leaders in our facility. So it's a lot of these partnerships that come in. But we set 3 base packages, and they're based on the amount of days that you're renting.
Okay.
And from there, you can choose additional half days, additional days, lower it. And the thing that we love is a company that starts out, they may only need 1 day. And then during a really great time, they can bump up to 6 or 7 days in a month. But then if they get hit hard, they can scale back down. And because of the fact that we have 30 people or 30 other companies, we can actually lower the risk for everybody, because even if all 30 companies were working just 1 day in our facility, it would be enough to support everybody still continuing to be alive. So during COVID, wouldn't have an impact.
This is just sounding like a dream come true for so many entrepreneurs. I mean, how, so you've had a lot of people apply to be part of My Green Network. How are you going to decide on them? I mean, because it sounds like you have more than what you can use at this time.
So for us, what we make a decision on, end of the day, we want people who are passionate. Number 1, we think that passionate people create great products and they'll put care into it. There's enough products out there that are sort of, for lack of a better term, big money, right?
Right.
And we wanted companies that came in with an ideal. Number 2 is what we're looking for are people who are ready to proceed. So we want people who are going to be gung-ho, that are going to be really trying to go at it and get it. We don't want to take people's money and say, hey, come on in, make your own product, do whatever you want. Our COO, Ed, actually corrected me because I'm a numbers person. So when I looked at it, I said, you know what? We're going to have 30 companies in here. I don't know how many will succeed. But if we were to take statistics, X, Y, and Z, likely it is only only a portion, a portion of them will succeed. And then the rest will have to continue on the next year, and then maybe one or two will drop out. And I looked at it from that perspective because numbers. And our COO actually told me and said, no, you can't think that way. What you have to look at it is every single one of these companies is someone we must push to succeed. All of them are people that we need to succeed. When we give our 110% effort into helping them, we may hit those numbers, but we may also exceed them. So for us we're looking for people who want to partner, not just, with us, but also partner with themselves to make sure that they are going to be proceeding forward and correcting themselves as they go on.
Did that just inspire you guys when you heard him say that everybody has a potential to be in this industry and create amazing products? I am just so happy to meet you and learn about My Green Network, and I can't even believe that you came to Orange County, California. Who would have known that? How did you even pick Orange County? That's another thing I wanted to know.
So, very long trek.
Okay.
We actually went through 16 counties and 43 different cities, about 120 different properties before we ended up in Orange County. And what was happening in a lot of these cities were we would get the biggest news saying, well, we hear this city is going to be soon opening up their cannabis. And we know that's the time when you need to go in, when they're considering
right
it.
at the beginning.
And one of the things that I will always keep with me was we were going to one city, we were really good. We actually found a lease. It was going to be a 20,000 square foot space, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And we went and talked to the council members. We went to about 15 council meetings just to be on point with everything as well, very prepared. And then for some reason, they decided, well, we've already spent 2 years trying to develop this program. And I talked with the mayor at the time, and he said, don't put all of your eggs in one basket. He basically told us to leave. And it was honestly very
heartbreaking,
hurtful.
Yes.
We had spent so much time and effort, a whole year and a half, looking for the right space, to be told that, and it was just sad. We picked ourselves up, we went out, and honestly, where one door closes, another one opens.
Mm-hmm.
And we were told about Santa Ana by one of my good friends as well. And he said, you should take a look here, because they, at the very least, will be able to help you out with what you're trying to do. So we took a look into it. We found the location. We loved it. It was actually between Santa Ana and Costa Mesa for a little bit. End of the day, we found an amazing partner as our landlord as well. And he's going to be the one that will also be on point with us. And he was very pro-cannabis. So that sealed the decision for us at the end.
That's wonderful. And do you know how cannabis got to be legal in Santa Ana?
I actually don't know the full story behind it.
I have to do this plug. OC Normal, they're 17 years old here in Orange County, nonprofit organization started by Candace Hawes. And we actually wrote up, I guess they started doing it in 2014-15 to be able to have legal dispensaries, accessibility there in Santa Ana. So we campaigned and we won. And so as an attorney and as a new business, you should join OC Normal.
You know what? I already look at Normal for all my news, but I guess we have to thank you for our facility.
Well, not me, but definitely OC Normal. And that was it. Well, why, nonprofit organizations like that exist? It's because of that passion. And here you're also now creating a passion for up-and-coming entrepreneurs from My Green Network. And I'm just so honored to have you with us here today and look at your future of having the potential to help a lot of great entrepreneurs with new exciting products. And if anybody wanted to get a hold of you, James, how could they do that?
Well, the easiest way is through our website. Absolutely. We have an outreach on our website. If you go check on it right now, we're also running our Green Quest, and that will pop up and explain to you what that is.
And you told me a little bit about this, but it's just like an amazing dream come true. What is My Green Quest?
So Green Quest 2020 was developed over the last 4 months. We were looking online, and we noticed a lot of companies on LinkedIn and everywhere else was talking about making a change. We decided that we were just going to do something about it. So we're not a humongous company. Like, we view ourselves as very humble in what we do. But what we can do is help out a little bit, and we view ourselves as one cog in the giant machine known as cannabis. We decided to create a grant program, which will grant one minority-controlled business that's looking to enter the cannabis space and essentially bring them into our facility, where normally that cost is reduced by 95% to about 50 grand. We're actually just going to make it a zero cost entry.
Wow.
So they will pay zero for the licensing. We will help them out with subsidizing any of their rent for the year. Our goal, obviously, is to make them profitable as a business. They'll get the guidance and expertise of our entire executive team as well. So for 7 years of cannabis experience, they'll have intros into all of our entire network to help out if they need legal or if they need accounting or even things like sourcing things. So really what it is, and we view it as a grant program to help the minority community access the industry. And with one business this year, we think we can make small change. If other people followed suit, a lot of change could occur. But this is our first year doing it, and we'll probably do this next year and the year after, and when we have more facilities.
Who out there is jumping in your seats and raising your hand to contact James for his Green Quest adventure here? I mean, zero down.
Shady Creek Trading Company produces and distributes cannabis-infused wild meat jerky products. Co-created by Settlers Jerky founder, Shady Creek Trading Company is an infused jerky products and distribution corporation located in Nevada City, California. Nomad Jerky Bites is their premier product, a packaged pouch with hearty bites of ethically raised buffalo fortified with THC. Shady Creek Trading Company are the innovators of the infused meat jerky market. They are compliant by all FDA standards and use cured strips of real buffalo as opposed to pressed jerky. To learn more about Shady Creek and their current investment opportunity, please visit the Wrazel investment marketplace at wrazel.com.
So again, this is just amazing about what you're offering, and I really hope that somebody watching today will contact him and maybe be able to be that special minority. And what a wonderful thing for your giving back. I see that you have a mission, you have these goals, but you have some authentic intentions, and that's what inspires me to always want to support you in your vision, in your quest. So again, go to their website, mindgreennetwork.com, located in Santa Ana, and hopefully in the future, you're going to have a full cavalcade of amazing entrepreneurs creating great products that will affect the lives of patients for here on out.
We're super excited, and that is the vision for everything. So thank you. Honestly, it's not many people focus on the mission. A lot of people focus on the business. For us, they're tied with it because without a mission and how to achieve it, most people just won't relate to you. And
do you feel it? I feel it. Yes. Thank you. Thank you again, James, so much. That's My Green Network and another part of the cannabis community making a difference here with us today on A Seasoned Perspective with Wrazel Cannabis Broadcasting Network. May your day be a light bright for the future of tomorrow. Thank you so much. Thank you, James.
Thank you, Keiko.